up, you guys? This is Rob from Guy Plays, and today on the Snapshot, we're going to be taking a look at what could potentially be the best crossbow in the entire game, the Nagantaka. Now, you can pick up the Nagantaka's blueprints in the market for 40,000 credits, however, do be aware it does require Mastery Rank 9 to craft. Now, if Fortuna has your hands a bit tied up, and you just want to go ahead and jump into all of the bloody action, you can always pick it up pre-built along with the weapon slot and catalyst for 125 plat. But before you do, I highly suggest you check out the Fortuna Grand Bundle as well as the Garuda Collection, because both of those contain the Nagantaka as well as the Bloodshed Sigil, which is going to be a timed exclusive. So go ahead and peruse those in your own time, just in case you do want to pick that up. Now, before we jump into the weapons description, we're actually going to go ahead and take a look at its stats real quick. As you can see, this thing has a semi and a burst mode. We're going to touch on the semi first. So as you can see, it has a very, very high accuracy at 40. Its critical chance is a bit meh at 15%. You can push it up to 37, which is still kind of meh, but it does have a critical multiplier of 2.3 times, which is nice and juicy and really incentivized me to use this thing with crit. It has a 39% status chance, which is very, very nice paired up with some of its features, and does have a high slash base. But we're not gonna be depending on its base for slash, because as you can see with its description, the Nagantaka slashes targets with a single precise bolt from Garuda's crossbow. The alt fire to let loose a barrage of bolts. All bolts have a chance to cause bleeding. All bolts have a chance to cause bleeding. Can we say that again? All bolts have a chance to cause bleeding, and headshots have a chance to increase the reload speed. So as you can see right there, headshots have a chance to increase reload speed. It's got high accuracy. It's also got a decent fire rate, but if we mix in the critical multiplier as well as its high status chance, so it's got a high status chance, we can put on a little bit of viral, we can force slash on every single bolt, because as we said earlier, all bolts have a chance to cause bleeding. Now that makes this thing absolutely nuts. However, we're not done yet, because we have the burst fire, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, it shares pretty much all of the stats as it does above. However, this one will completely empty your clip. Now, this works really, really well with the fact that it's got a high accuracy, and headshots have a chance to increase the reload speed. So you basically empty your clip into the head of an enemy, and boom, you reload very, very quickly. This thing is an absolute mindfuck. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first leveled it up, I didn't pay too much attention to it. I was just like, oh, okay, so this is just like a semi-auto crossbow, cool, whatever, you know, toss a couple formas onto it, move on to the next weapon, because that's the life of a YouTuber when it comes to leveling weapons in Warframe. However, when I got it into the Simulacrum, and by the way, say hi to our 160 Billy. I haven't been using 160 Billies, I've been using 155s, and I just forgot that we can turn it up. But as you can see right here, a couple well-placed headshots, and basically he's being eaten alive by all of the slash procs that are going in after him. Oops, we should have refreshed a little bit of viral there, but as you can see, this thing is an absolute beast. It is really, really nuts. And that's not actually even the best that I've seen it. That's kind of poor performance, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So let's go ahead and jump on in to show you another demo of this thing, because legit, this thing just eats enemies alive. Look at that. Oh my god, and he's dead. But we haven't even shown off the alternate fire that comes along with this baby. I'm like, how's it gonna do with the ribbon? Because if we put a ribbon to this thing, it's gonna be absolutely nasty. So as you can see right here, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna fire directly into his head and let those bolts just eat away at him super duper fast. We could go back in and fire in a whole bunch more, but that would be kind of like a waste of ammo. It's better to just let him bleed out. And because of the fact that we were firing so fast, legit, we don't have to worry about the viral proc going away really quickly. But see, that's why this is such a good weapon, because if you think about it, what ends up happening is the 39%, usually we would be pushing for slash in order to get those slash procs out, but since every single bolt is going to force slash, the critical chance on it is going to be nasty, because it's got that really sick critical multiplier which bypasses armor, and then we've got that really, really high percentage to proc viral on top of it. So this weapon is just like a part of me is kind of along the lines of, DE, how you gonna call this a mastery rank 9 weapon? This thing is absolutely sickening. The way that it tears through enemies is nuts. Now, I do want to say something real quick. If you notice, they said that headshots with this thing cause you to reload faster. Now, I don't know. You gotta tell me, did DE lie? Because I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna reload this thing. And it does feel like it reloads a little bit faster, but it's really nice to have like a statistic show up on the screen somewhere. I've got growing power up in the corner and I was like, oh, growing power is what it is. I was like, oh wait, no, that's growing power. That is not the reload speed at all. So a part of me is like, okay, how much does it really contribute to the reload speed? Now, if you can see, I guess the best way to demonstrate it is to go into the burst fire and just burst fire straight into his head. Like, I don't know. It feels like marginally faster, but not necessarily whole worlds faster. This thing is an absolute monster though, because here's the way that I want to put it. I know that a lot of you guys yesterday were taking a look at the Bata Core when I went ahead and showed that with Garuda's ultimate. But I mean, if you really think about it, this is Garuda's signature weapon. So not only are you getting the guaranteed slash procs from each bolt, but you're also getting the slash procs from her fucking ultimate. So it's just slash upon slash upon slash, and enemies are just bleeding left, right, and center. And I just can't help but giggle because this is like, I mean, this is like OP on top of OP on top of OP. I just look at this and I'm like, this is just like, how do I put this? This is just like a nightmare for enemies. Like, I don't know how they plan on surviving with all of these slash procs on them. It's just so freaking nasty that I just do not understand. Regardless, this is one of those weapons that I definitely slept on when it came to Fortuna. Make sure that you guys don't make the same mistake that I did. This is a really, really easily buildable weapon. 40,000 credits in the market, and the resources to build it are not even all that bad, and it's only mastery rank 9. I'm like looking at this like, this is much more powerful than that. However, I don't want to give DE any ideas. So let's take a look at the build that I am currently using. So as you can see, we are running Serration, Prime Shred, and keep in mind, this does count as a bow. At least that's what the wiki says. It counts as a bow, so we get 2 times the fire rate on it. So instead of the 55% fire rate, is 2 times the 55% fire rate, and we got punch through on top of that, so you can go ahead and send these bolts through enemies. We've got split chamber for multi-shot, of course, and vigilante armaments also for multi-shot, and we're using that combination to fire off as many bolts as possible to proc as many slash procs as possible, which is just like, ugh, it's just juicy. Then we've got Point Strike and Vital Sense to, of course, force out some critical shots on top of that. And then we've got Malignant Force and Rhyme Rounds making up our status chance. As you can see here, we've got a 99.2% status chance on that. So you're definitely going to be hitting them with some sort of viral. With all of this multi-shot and the viral going on, it's going to get hit with that at some point. One thing that I do want to test out real quick, because I'm going to be honest, I did not test this out. I want to see how Argon Scope performs with it, just because, you know, it will go ahead and give it a little bit more of that crit, so maybe it'll push up the critical damage a little bit more. Now, of course, this is all by chance, but I think I'm probably going to end up sticking with Vigilante Armaments anyway. So let's see. I feel like, honestly, it's kind of performing the same. I feel like if it's better, it's marginally better, but I can't really wholeheartedly say that that was dramatically a massive change from Vigilante Armaments. And the Vigilante Armaments is going to be a little bit more consistent. Like, what if you're not getting headshots that entire time? Or what if you're not aiming down sights that entire time? Regardless of which build you use. This is just all kinds of nasty. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the Vigilante Armament slot is going to be a great spot to put a ribbon, so you can kind of keep the rest of this build and skip out on the Vigilante Armament and maybe look for like a multi-shot critical chance or multi-shot base damage. Regardless, it's going to be absolutely juicy. This is definitely one of, I can't even say one of the best weapons that have come out with Fortuna, because to be completely honest with you, all of the Fortuna weapons are kind of absolutely insane, except for maybe the machete, but we'll jump into those in a different review. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. Be sure to go ahead and check out the Nagantaka. This is definitely one of the strongest weapons that has been released recently, and it's available in the market. You don't even have to do anything. You can just craft it, and if you've got a couple plat lying around, you can go ahead and rush it too. So, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody. This chair is a lot too swingy and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.